Good morning, children. So, children, today we are going to start our topic hydrogen again. We were left with some portion of it that is called oxidation and reduction reactions, and today we will complete this subtopic, that is oxidation and reduction reactions, and then our chapter hydrogen will be completed. So, children, you must have studied these type of reactions which are called oxidation and reduction in your lower classes also, and I hope you must be knowing that addition of oxygen is called oxidation and removal of oxygen is called reduction. But these reactions do not involve just removal and addition of oxygen. There are some other ways also by which oxidation and reduction reactions take place. So today we are going to study in detail the various ways by which oxidation and reduction reactions occur, and I'm going to first discuss the oxidation reactions. So in oxidation reaction, you very well know addition of oxygen to some element is considered to be as oxidation. Like suppose we have an element carbon, we add oxygen to it and we say carbon is getting oxidized, or we can say oxidation of carbon is taking place. Magnesium is an element. If we react it with oxygen, magnesium oxide is formed, and we say that magnesium is getting oxidized to magnesium oxide. So these are the examples of addition of oxygen, and we say that this is oxidation reaction. These examples are the examples of oxidation reactions. But now I am going to discuss some other ways also by which oxidation reactions take place. So the second way is removal of hydrogen. If there is removal of hydrogen from some substance, then that is also considered to be as oxidation reaction. Let us take an example of this. Suppose we have H2S reacting with Cl2, and it will give 2HCl plus S. Now in this reaction, you have hydrogen sulfide which is losing hydrogen and getting converted to sulfur. Hydrogen sulfide, by losing its hydrogen, is getting converted to sulfur. So we will say that hydrogen sulfide is getting oxidized to sulfur. So this is the way hydrogen is lost, and the substance after losing hydrogen is getting converted to sulfur, and we will say this substance is getting oxidized. Now the other way of oxidation reactions in which they take place is loss of electron from some element. Loss of electrons. For example, suppose you have an element sodium Na, which has atomic number 11, you know that very well, and it has electronic configuration 281. Sodium will lose one electron of it which is present in the outermost shell for becoming stable, because you very well know that an atom is stable when it satisfies the octet rule. So if sodium loses this one electron, it will satisfy octet rule and it will become stable. So there is loss of electron from sodium. So we can write this reaction as Na minus 1 electron, and after losing 1 electron, Na will gain one positive charge. So what is happening? Na, after losing 1 electron, gaining one positive charge, and this process is known as oxidation. Loss of electron from an atom is considered to be an oxidation reaction. So this is also one way of oxidation reactions taking place. Now the next way by which oxidation reactions can take place is addition of electronegative elements. addition of electronegative element to some substance is considered as an oxidation reaction. Here we can take an example. Suppose we have FeCl2, that is ferrous chloride, and we react it with chlorine Cl2. It results in formation of ferric chloride. This reaction is considered to be as an oxidation reaction, because here to the substance ferrous chloride some electronegative element means chlorine. Let us first see what are electronegative substances. Suppose you have chlorine, it has atomic number 17, it has electronic configuration 287. So what will chlorine do to attain an stable electronic configuration? Chlorine will gain one electron. So after gaining one electron, chlorine will become Cl minus, that is chloride, and chlorine was having 287 electronic configuration. Now chloride will have 288 electronic configuration. So such elements which gain electron and form negative ions are known as electronegative elements. So if in any reaction there is addition of any electronegative element, here chlorine is getting added to this ferrous chloride, and after addition ferric chloride is formed. So this reaction is an addition of electronegative element, and the addition of electronegative element to some substance is considered to be as oxidation reaction. Addition of electronegative ion is considered to be an oxidation reaction. Now next is removal of electropositive element. Removal of electropositive elements from some substance is also oxidation only. Suppose we have potassium iodide and it reacts with hydrogen peroxide H2O2, and it results in formation of potassium hydroxide KOH and iodine I2. In this reaction, potassium iodide, it loses potassium and forms iodine. Potassium iodide, after losing potassium, forms iodine. Now this loss of potassium from potassium iodide, loss of potassium from potassium iodide to form iodine is an oxidation process. It is oxidation. So here we can say potassium iodide Ki is getting oxidized to iodine. Potassium iodide is getting oxidized to iodine. That means after losing K, Ki is getting converted to I2. Now K is an electropositive element. K is an electropositive element. Now how can you say it is an electropositive element? See, potassium has atomic number 19, electronic configuration 2881. It has one electron in its outermost shell. Now to become stable, what will it do? It will lose this one electron from its outermost shell. After losing one electron, it will gain one positive charge. So such elements which lose one electron and become positively charged are called electropositive elements. So here in this reaction, what is happening? Ki is losing its electropositive element and getting converted to iodine. So this process is actually an oxidation reaction. Conversion of Ki to iodine is oxidation. Ki is oxidized to iodine. In the above reaction also, we can say this ferrous chloride is getting oxidized to ferric chloride. Ferrous chloride oxidized to form ferric chloride. Here in this addition of electronegative element is oxidation, and removal of electropositive element is also oxidation. So again, if we come to a summary, we can say we can see once oxidation reactions involve what? Addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen, loss of electrons, addition of electronegative element, and removal of electropositive element. All these types of reactions are considered as oxidation reactions.